Hello, welcome to this 15-minute power vinyasa flow yoga. Feel free to pause this video and just click on my recommended Spotify playlist or just listen along in silence. When you're ready, just kneeling at the back of the mat, we'll turn the palms up to the sky today. Closing down the eyes, maybe dropping the chin down just a millimeter to ease off the back of the neck. We'll take a big inhale, filling up the belly, the lungs, taking the breath all the way to the crown of the head. And a big exhale to let it all go. Gently taking the hands forwards as you blink open the eyes, we'll tuck the toes, lifting in the hips just to come up to a forward fold, hanging over the legs at the back of the mat. Keeping knees heavy and just taking a slow roll up to the spine to standing. We'll take an inhale here. Exhale, tucking the chin in as you roll down through the spine, walking the hands out to find your plank. And gently walking the hands back to the mat, rolling up to standing. Inhale. Exhale, rolling all the way back down, coming down to find your plank. Exhale, walking the hands back up, rolling up to standing. Tucking the chin in, walking the hands all the way back to find your plank, holding here now. And dropping the knees down to the mat, we'll bend the elbows in towards the chest, lowering the chest and the chin. Inhale for a back bend, your cobra. And exhale, tucking the toes, hips high, downward facing dog. We'll step forwards to the top of the mat now, one foot then the other, and inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to fold, rolling all the way up to standing, reaching the arms high, and taking the hands through heart center in prayer. Inhale, reaching hands up to the sky. Exhale to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, stepping or jumping back to find your plank, lowering through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. And exhale, hips high, downward facing dog. Inhale, drawing left knee to chest, foot down between the hands, dropping back foot down at 45. We reach arms high, warrior one. On your exhale, releasing the hands back to the mat, stepping back to plank, maybe adding a press up into your vinyasa and meeting in downward facing dog. Drawing the right knee to chest this time, foot down between the hands, back foot plants down, rising high, warrior one. Exhale, releasing the hands down, moving through your vinyasa, maybe adding that extra press up. Taking one deep breath here in down dog. And then rising high on the toes to soften the knees to the mat. Coming down to find your all fours. We'll lengthen the right leg away, lifting it out long behind you. And exhale to cross to tap the right knee behind the left. Inhale for length. And exhale, kicking the right leg up to the diagonal corner. Coming back to center and dropping that right knee to tap behind the left. Lengthening to center and kicking up to diagonal corner, repeating like this. Inhale, cross tap. Exhale, lengthen and lift. Cross to tap. Lengthen and lift. Cross to tap. Lengthen and lift. Pausing here, and can you take a press up, keeping the leg out long just once and twice. Crossing the knee behind to tap and kicking up to diagonal corner. Repeating like this, cross and kick. Cross, kick, cross, kick. Coming to find those press ups just once, twice, and pulsing here with the arms halfway for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lengthening the leg away, dropping the right toes to the mat, stepping back to find your plank, moving through a vinyasa and meeting in downward facing dog. Rising high on the toes, softening knees to the mat. Coming down to find all fours, this time lengthening the left leg away and gently tapping left knee to cross on the outside of the right. Inhale, lengthen, and pulsing that left leg up to the diagonal corner. Repeating like this, crossing the left knee on the outside of the right, lengthening and pulsing up to diagonal corner. Moving like this. Now keeping the leg out long, and can you find those press ups chin to the mat for 2? And then coming back to that cross, lengthen and pulse for another 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Finding those press ups 1 and 2, and pulsing halfway for 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping left toes to the mat, stepping back to find your plank vinyasa. We flow, meeting in our downward facing dog. Taking 2 deep breaths here to settle. We'll inhale, lifting the left leg up high for 3-legged dog, and then drawing the left knee to tap towards left elbow. Dropping the knee to left wrist, crossing it to the right wrist and up to right elbow. Over to left elbow, drawing this square now to left wrist, up to right elbow. And then lengthening the left leg back for 3-legged dog. Drawing left knee back in towards the chest, foot down between the hands. Stepping in the right toes just a couple of inches as you rise up to a 90-90 lunge, reaching the arms up to the sky. And dropping the back knee down to pulse for 8, for 4, 3, 2, 1. Pitching the weight forwards as you fly the arms back to arrowhead, coming back to your pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1. And that slow shift forwards to arrowhead for 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, coming back to pulse and shifting forwards to arrowhead. Coming back to your 90-90 lunge, can you lift the left heel up and holding here? And then releasing the heel down, maybe shifting the back leg open a little more as you take the arms wide for warrior 2. Reaching the arms up to the sky, lengthening both legs, and an exhale to your skandasana towards the back of the mat, finding your side lunge. Can you keep low as you shift the weight forwards to skandasana towards the front? And coming back to the back of the mat, shifting to the front. Last time, shifting back. And this time, as you shift forwards, bringing the hands to frame the front foot. Can you thread the left leg back to hover for 3-point chaturanga? And releasing for your back bend, using your exhale to take hips high, downward facing dog. Taking 2 deep breaths here. We'll inhale, right leg up high this time for 3-legged dog. And exhale, drawing right knee to tap towards right elbow. Can you drop it down to right wrist? Over to left wrist and up to left elbow. One more like this, right elbow, right wrist, left elbow, lengthening left leg away for 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to chest, planting the foot down between the hands. Maybe jumping in the back foot in slightly to find your 90-90 lunge, bending both knees and reaching the arms all the way up to the sky. Pulsing here with the back knee for 4, 3, 2, 1. Flying the arms back, pitching the weight forwards to arrowhead. Releasing back up for those pulses in that lunge. And taking 4 to pitch forwards into arrowhead. We're pulse for 4, 3, 2, 1. Arrowhead for 4, 3, 2, 1. Coming back to that 90-90 lunge, can you lift the right heel and just holding here? Dropping the heel down, taking the back foot maybe a little wider as you plant it down, reaching the arms out wide, warrior 2. Flying the arms up to the sky, palms meet in prayer, and exhale, sinking down into that left thigh for your skandasana towards the back of the mat. Staying low, can you shift the weight forwards into the right leg? Staying low, shifting the weight back to the left. Just two more, staying low, shifting the weight forwards to right. Shifting back to the left. Coming forwards, framing that front foot. Stepping back with the right leg to hover for a 3-point chaturanga as you lower the body down, releasing as you take your back bend, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, rising high on the toes, stepping or floating to your malasana, your yogic squat, taking the feet wide. Allowing the hips to just sit down as you float the legs high for a moment in Navasana, our boat pose. And then slowly lowering down to lying on the mat, hugging the knees in towards the chest. We'll press the left hand onto left thigh and taking the right fingertips on the side of the head. Lengthen the right leg away as you take right elbow up towards left knee. Continuing like this, lifting into those obliques, engaging that core. Holding the right elbow up to left knee, keeping the right leg out long as you pulse here for another 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And coming back to those crunches now, right elbow to left knee, right leg out long at the same time for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Can you hold the right elbow up to left knee now and just pulsing the elbow for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing everything to center, hugging both knees to chest. Maybe just staying here on optional vinyasa, rolling up through the spine. Can you cross the feet and jump back to your plank? Moving through your vinyasa and flowing all the way to downward facing dog. Jump to find that malasana, that yogi squat, feet wide, sitting down, floating the legs to Navasana, our boat pose. Lying all the way down, hugging the knees to the chest. This time bringing the knees, stacking them over the hips, pressing the right hand into right thigh, left fingertips to the left side of the head, and crossing the left elbow to right knee, lengthening left leg away. Continuing like this, can you crunch into those obliques, lifting in the core? Holding the left leg out long now and just pulsing the left toes up and down. Releasing back to center, finding those crunches for 4 more. Holding the left elbow up this time and pulsing the elbow to the knee for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing everything to center. Optional vinyasa as you rock up through the spine, jumping back to find plank, flowing all the way to meet in downward facing dog. Jumping back to find your malasana, finding that navasana, floating the legs up, rolling down to lying, hugging the knees into the chest. Wherever you are, we'll just meet here with the knees in, and then planting the feet down at hip distance apart to the mat. Releasing the arms out long down beside you, we'll take a slow roll up through the spine, lifting in the hips for our bridge pose, and an exhale, rolling all the way back down. Inhale, lifting the hips up. Exhale, rolling down. Inhale, lifting hips up, engaging into the glutes. And pulsing here with the glutes for 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling all the way back down to lying. We'll take that slow roll all the way back up with the hips, holding here. And can you just drop the right hip down and lift it back up? Drop the left hip and lift. Right, lift, left, lift, right, lift, left, lift. Last time, right and left. Staying in center, can you pulse the hips up to the sky, really engaging into the glutes now for another 4, 3, 2, 1. Rolling all the way back down to center, hugging the knees in towards the chest, giving yourself that big squeeze. Releasing the knees now, taking the hands on the backs of the thighs just to rock all the way up to sitting. And taking the left leg out long, the right sole of the foot to the left inner thigh. Inhale, reaching up high. And exhale, folding over that left leg. Maybe fingertips rest on the shin. Maybe they reach towards the sole of the foot. Even placing one hand on top of the other, reaching round the sole of the foot. Wherever you are, we'll release to center and just switching sides, taking the right leg out long, left sole of the foot to the inner thigh, finding length in the spine before using your exhale to fold all the way over to wherever you want to hold. Lengthening away, releasing that sole of the foot. Just guiding the legs to cross now. I'll just turn to face you. And placing one hand over the heart, the other hand on top, and just dropping the chin down. Taking a few deep breaths here. Sending the inhale into the hands. Sending yourself love. Sending your body love for all of its strength and its ability to carry you through this dynamic yoga practice. To carry you through each day. And to yourself for showing up for your mind and your body and your yoga practice. We'll take a big inhale, reaching the arms out to the sides and all the way up to the sky. And exhale, sealing the hands down to heart center in prayer. I thank you for sharing in this practice with me. Namaste.